All right, Mr. Vinod Kumar of Subex and Mr. Jagannathan Chakravarti of Sonata Software joining us now to discuss some of the ongoing trends in the mid-cap IT segment and the kind of growth uptick that we're seeing. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Mr. Jagannathan, let me kickstart with you. Tell us a little bit more about, Sonata's approach in terms of digitizing businesses using platforms. What really sets it apart, and what's the kind of revenue growth and potential that you see on the back of some of these differences and measures?
Good morning, all. Thanks for this opportunity to talk about Sonata Software Limited. What we have actually done is the digital as a services has started somewhere maybe 7-8 years before it started getting a momentum. But when they spoke about digital services, the focus was more on the technology side of it, cloud, mobile, or whatever their technologies. That was the focus areas. In Sonata, we thought that this digitization will be based out of platform. Platform will help the digital transformation of the customer more in the coming days. So we had created a concept called platformation. This platformation again is industry-led. No, at the end of the day, we have to be industry-led and focused on what is the requirement of the customer. So it is clearly industry-led and converting all the requirements of the customer into a digital requirement and then serving that customer through the platform as a concept, platform as a tool for digital transformation of the customer has really helped. Particularly post-COVID, many of the mid-sized companies and the Global 2000 companies, Fortune 500 companies may have their own plans of grounds of developing various requirements of their IT and digitization. They have been investing quite a lot. A lot of mid-sized companies have been given that importance to the transformation, digital transformation of themselves. So then this COVID came in lockdowns and servicing customers came in. Many of them have realized that digitizing their operations and the back end is very, very essential for them to service the customers. So here, what they were looking for is some of the companies which can understand their industry very well, their challenges, and also bring in a solution which can be implemented quickly. So our platform model, which I have a ready-made solution, I go to the customer and say, I have a long digital library, or in your industry, these are the three, for each of these challenges, these are the three solutions. Which one you wanted to take it, we will implement that kind of thing. We will have a discussion with the customer and quickly implement this. So their implementation period can be 3 months to 6 months, and then probably if it is a little larger company, maybe 9 to 12 months of time. So they will transform the entire business operations into digital operations, digital based operation, which is very well received by the customer. Particularly since we have a very, very strong tie-up with Microsoft being a major partner for us, the Microsoft is also focusing in pushing their Dynamics 365 in this segment of the market. So we are able to see quite a lot of momentum in this area, particularly US and Australia. We are also seeing in the recent past in Europe. After the Europe more and more lockdown has been lifted, probably we will see much more traction in this segment for the customers. So this gives a medium term to long term. We believe that we are for a big transformation and big opportunity in the mid segment of the market, because that's quite a large segment, and Microsoft is also focusing in this segment, and we are also focusing. Our platformation led approach is actually getting us quite a lot of new customers, opening up the door with many of them, and we are able to implement it very clearly for the customers. Because we understand their industry, we have a ready-made solutions for them, and they have to pick up and then we implement along with the Dynamics implementation for them, and also cloud transformation comes along with that. Interestingly, what we are seeing the trend now is, apart from implementation of the digital solution, like ready-made solutions like Dynamics, or our value-added solution of platforms in particular industry we have, where we have some IPs which is very well customizing them for their industry. So that helps them to get a feel of that. Then their entire transformation to cloud, because everybody realized that having a physical data centers or physical solutions will not help them now. So they are all moving to cloud. So we help them to move to cloud. We help them to manage their cloud computing. And interestingly, many of these companies are now looking for data analytics. So they come back to us and ask us, please help us in data analytics also. So we see a very, very big prospects for the next 3 to 5 years, and the pipeline is clearly reflecting that. Particularly post-COVID, this has been a really good opportunity for all the companies which are focused on digital, because we are completely focused only on digital. We are not doing the other maintenance services. So this has given a big opportunity for the companies like us.
Sure. Vinod, if I could get you in on the discussion, FY21 saw your company return to profits, but we have seen profits have halved in the fourth quarter. Tell us more about the revenues, what led to profits halve in the fourth quarter, and what really is the visibility on returning back to profits that you have?
With respect to our last year, we have had a modest growth as in line with our expectation that we have set. And to bring you on the area that we work on, we are working on specifically making the digital world a trusty and secure one. Now, there are two parts of our portfolio. One is the core portfolio that we cater to our telco segment, and the new portfolio, new set of portfolio, emerging portfolio around identity, security, etc., which is primarily addressing the sunrise industries, which are primarily the Industry 4.0 and IoT and the OT deployment and things like that. In the early part of last year, because of the COVID crisis, some of the new areas we did have a challenge because some of the sunrise projects was the first one to be affected and they were put on hold. Now, towards the end of last calendar year and starting this January, we have seen those projects coming back. We have started engaging with them. Now, as a company, we are doing a transformation of the revenue model. We are moving from a license-based model to a subscription-based model, where most of our new products are being taken to the market on a SaaS-based model. Therefore, our current focus in securing strategic customers, and the ramp-up will happen, as with any SaaS businesses, once we add more customers and we start covering more elements within those customers. So our expectation is that this year we are already profitable. We have generating sufficient cash, which we are investing back into our growth areas. So during the course of this year, you will see that both our core portfolio will grow in excess of what the market growth is, and our new portfolio will start contributing revenue, which will be a sizable part of our overall revenue stream.
Sure. Okay, got that. Jagannathan, if I could just get back to you, your company is a long-standing, award-winning partner with Microsoft, which you just earlier highlighted as well. You've also proposed to expand your 30-year partnership with Microsoft. Tell us a little bit more in detail about the potential of this tie-up and the kind of contribution that it could have to your profits and revenues going forward.
There are many partners for Microsoft, because Microsoft being a large spender in the IT services, they have $3 to $4 billion of spend every year. There are multiple partners for them. However, we are actually a 360-degree partner for Microsoft. We do sell to Microsoft. We do sell with Microsoft on all the Dynamics implementation projects. And we also are having IPs in Microsoft technologies. We acquired companies and provide services in this Microsoft space. We have about 60% of our people trained in Microsoft technologies. We have the largest pool of Dynamics trained people in almost in the top 5 in the world. We also are having we generate about $300 million of revenue for Microsoft in India on Microsoft reselling business. So we are actually a 360-degree partner with Microsoft. And when you take this particularly to highlight the point on Dynamics, we have been doing the product engineering on Dynamics product for the last 15-16 years. We have been there associated from the time they acquired the product, and then we have traveled with them in this product journey completely. So we know the product more than anybody else in this in the world, we can say. And we are a very, very strong partner in the verticals where we are present. So what we believe is we are also expanding into the newer areas, newer verticals, and these areas like agri-tech and the utility services, the services industry, all these things help us to have a very, very strong go-to-market along with Microsoft. So we believe that Microsoft is focusing on implementing the platform-based services like a Dynamics One Part. Then we have Power Apps and all those things. We are very, very strongly present in this area. So we will be able to capture good travel and in the same direction where Microsoft is also growing and strongly growing. So we are also able to grow along with them now. We believe in this in the coming 3 to 5 years. This is going to be the focus area, helping our companies like us to implement, have a larger growth in the coming days, particularly in the Western markets like US, Europe, and the Australian market. We see very, very strong traction in the Microsoft business that is going on. By nature, our original offshore model of we used to have 60% offshore and 40% on-site, which is about 68% offshore and 32% now. We believe that this is like a peak that isn't maybe somewhere in between this two earlier and now current levels. We will settle down for the on-site offshore mix. We have very, very strong profitability already. We have been telling that we remain a very, very strong focused people because we create this market, we create the talent, and so that helps us to have a very good average cost with regard to people, and our delivery model, platformation driven model, has really helped us to deliver the results continuously in the package implementation or platform implementation market using even during the COVID times. So this model is continuing to help us in getting the better margins and better rate with the customers. Ours is consulting oriented, we know the industry very well, so we are very much vertical focused. This area, we definitely see a good amount of traction, which is going to help us both growth in terms of revenue as well as in terms of profitability. We'll be able to maintain the margin. We believe the coming 3 years and coming 5 years are going to be a big, big opportunity for us.
Right. Okay. That sounds like there is a lot that we have to look forward to. Vinod, let's talk about Hypersense, because you've also spoken about FY22 and how that's going to be exciting and how this will be a game changer for Subex. So talk to us about what we can expect in terms of contributions there, to profits, revenues, the platform journey.
Yeah. So if you look at the enterprise, well, I think Jagannathan covered some of the digitization that is happening. Having said that, most of the enterprises today have very clunky software that is very difficult to procure, integrate, and maintain. And this is making most of the so-called incumbent enterprises, look at large telcos or any others, very, very difficult to compete with the digital natives. So it's very important that enterprises move to a very light touch, cloud native, AI and data-driven platforms for them to launch really for products fast and assemble and take things very fast to the market. Now, in line with this need, what we have launched is the Hypersense, which is a no-code AI-based AI platform, which will enable businesses to adopt AI much faster than what it is happening today, because the businesses need not be kind of pre-trained in data sciences and things like that. They would be able to use our platform very quickly, solve their specific problems, which they are not able to do today because of the way the platforms, we don't have a no-code AI platform. So this is going to be a game changer for both of our customers, because they will be able to solve use cases much more faster. As far as Subex is concerned, we are migrating all our existing products onto the platform. And also this will enable Subex to take new products and solve new use cases much more faster than what we have been able to do in the past. Now, particularly if you look at the areas like telcos, while they've helped creating probably the entire digital ecosystem, they have not been able to participate in the outcome that was generated by this digitization, because they were not able to compete with the OTT players and the digital kind of hyperscalers like the Googles, Amazons of the world. I think with this platform, what we are trying to do is that providing the capability to our enterprise customers to probably challenge some of the digital kind of hyperscalers and start catering to customers' growing needs, which is all digital, but also engaging a lot more partners, bundling so quickly, very quickly, and solve specific problems that are in the enterprise segments and on the retail segment. So both for customers, this would be a major change, and for Subex, because we will be able to take solutions much faster to the market. With respect to the contribution from a revenue standpoint, as we have set the expectation that in the last 2-3 years, our growth has been in single digit, lower single digit, and our expectation is that with Hypersense and some of the other new initiatives that we are doing around the digital trust, this year onwards, we would start, we will see growth in double digits, and from a pure model perspective, the big transition would be that we will slowly move into a subscription model, which is much more predictable. And with that subscription model, we can also cater to a lot more customers than what we are able to cater today.
Fantastic. I would have loved to prolong the discussion, but we're completely out of time. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us this morning and sharing with us an insight into what's at store when it comes to your plans going forward. We're going to take a very quick break. Back in just a moment.